Hello and welcome to this video on Rust programming. In this video we will learn about looping constructs of Rust. So a special welcome to those who are new to the channel. Make sure you subscribe and press the bell icon so that you can get notification about all new videos. With that aside, let's get started. So let's declare a variable counter and we loop and we increase the counter to 1. Now we can do whatever we want with the counter. Okay, but in general, if you don't give a break statement or some way to get out of the loop, this will be an infinite loop. It says loop indefinitely. So what we can do is if loop if counter greater than 10 break we don't need this break else you can go ahead or before that you can print the counter. So this is a very simple one. So it will print the counter starting from 0 to 10, and then when it will see that it is 11, it will also print 11 because it is before the break. So if you want to print till 10, we can say that it is greater than 9, you break it. So it will starting from 1, it will print 10. It will start with 0, enter the loop, make counter 1, print 1, then it sees counter is not greater than 1, does not break it, then it goes and becomes 2, prints it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, keeps on printing. When it becomes 10, it prints, but then it sees that it is greater than 9, it breaks, and then loop ends. So let's see this in action. Cargo done. So 1 to 10 it has printed. That is the simplest form of loop. What if we want nested loop? Okay, so suppose we can have a counter 1 and we make this counter 1, we make this counter 1, and we say that this is counter 1 is greater than 9. What if we have another counter for another loop? Counter 2 is equal to 0. We will make a similar loop. Okay, loop counter 2 plus is equal to 1, println we print counter 2, and if counter 2 greater than 9, you bail out, break. But the question is, how will it break? Okay, so what you can do is you can assign it labels. Labels are like this. Outer, this is a label, and this is a label for inner. Okay, then you can say break inner, and you can say break outer. So this way you can break from inner loop, and then you can break from outer loop. So it will print 1 to, first it will print 1, and then it will print 1 to 10, then it will break, and then it will print 2 from the outer loop, then it will print 1 to 10 on the inner loop, and so on. So let's see this in action. Okay, so there is something wrong. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, counter 2. Okay, so counter 2 became greater than 10. Okay, counter 2 became greater than 10. So what we should do is we should bring this definition here. That would be nicer. Cargo run, and you see it prints 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Then it prints 2. This is the outer loop counter. Then again 1 to 10 inner loop counter. Then outer loop counter, followed by inner loop counter 4, and then 5, and then 6, and it keeps till outer loop counter becomes 10, and 1 to 10 is printed, inner loop breaks, outer loop breaks. So that's how loops work. One more thing is that loops can return a value. Okay, let's remove this. Loops can return a value. Suppose we want to return this value 10 at which the break happens. So what you can do is loop let return value of loop is equal to break counter 1. We want to know that at what value it broke. So after break we can give it give the name of the counter and it will get assigned to that loop, and then we can print that the loop broke at the value of counter is equal to, and then we can say counter. Let's rename this to counter, and then we run this. Okay, ret loop we did not use. We should use ret loop here. So it says the loop broke at the value of counter is equal to 10, which is correct. So we have seen three things till now. One is loop, then how you nest it, how do you break out of it, the labels in the loop, and the return value of the loop. Then there are other kinds of loop also. For example, while loop. So for example, while loop. So in while loop, you don't necessarily need to have break, but you can say while n less than 101 or 100. So suppose if n is a multiple of 15, we want to print fizzbuzz. If n is multiple of 5, we want to print fizz, and if n is multiple of 3, we print buzz. This is a very famous program. It is used at many places. Even the Rust by example has this example. So suppose we want to do this, then how do we do this? Now we can't write n is divided by 3 and remainder is 0 as the first statement, because then 15 will also match. So somehow we have to get the 15 one first. So the simple way of doing this is if n percentage 15 is equal to 0, we print println fizzbuzz. This ensures that our execution is correct, and then we say break, or rather break, not break, continue. Okay, else if we have studied else if in the previous one, n percentage 5 is equal to 0, you have to give double equal for equality test. You can say println fizz, and then you continue again. So what continue does is it makes sure that it does not execute further lines of the code. Else if n percentage 3 is equal to 0, println buzz, and then we don't need to have continue. So we auto indent this. Let's make this n, and we increase n here, n plus is equal to 1. Okay, so when L will become multiple of 15, it will print fizzbuzz. When it becomes multiple of 5, it will print fizz. When n is percentage 3 is equal to 0, it will print buzz. So this continue statement makes sure that it skips the following statements in the loop. Okay, so since it will skip the following statements, we can't have n plus 1 at the bottom, otherwise the loop will not increment. So this we will have to put at the top. Let's run this. So you see, if you want, you can print the value of n also for convenience. Print, you can print, we don't want a new line, we simply want to print n. So we use the print macro. So you see, it prints 1, 2, 3, then 4. After 3 it prints buzz. So 3 is a multiple of buzz. Then 5 is 5. When it is multiple of 5, it prints fizz. For 6 prints buzz. For 9 prints buzz. For 10 prints fizz, buzz. Then for 15 it prints FizzBuzz. And you can follow this output to see that it works really nicely. So this is about while loop. Of course, while loop can also be nested like loop. And then we look at one last loop, that is for loop. So for loop, how it works is so for example, you want to count from 1 to 100. So you say 1 dot dot 100. This is for I in, okay, println I. So this will print your entire loop. Okay. Now see, this is the range definition, so it will go till 99. So if you want to print till 100, you will have to give 101. The loop, the range is open on the right side, while closed on the left side. That is, it includes the value on left hand side, but it does not include the value on the right hand side. So this will print 1 to 100. So you see, it prints from 1 to 100. If you want to pass certain statements, you use continue. So after continue, execution in current loop will not happen. If you want to break out of loop, you say break. Okay, so that's how it works. Now what if we want to step this, we want to increment in steps of 2 or 3, then you will have to convert it into iterator, and then you have to use step by, and then you can give step. So now it will print at a step of 2, so it will print 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and so on. So let's see this in action. So you see, it did not print 100, 98, no even numbers are printed here. You can see this. It printed all odd numbers. So similarly, you can step by 3. It will step by 3. So you can see output is much smaller now. It steps by 3, 1 to 4, 4 to 7, 7 to 10, and so on. So this essentially covers more or less everything about loop. We can cover more about loops in next video, or maybe I can cover that here right now. Okay. So for example, let v is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3. So if we want to print this for I in v dot items iter, okay, print ln I, okay, print I. Now see, it has given me hint that it is a borrow of borrow, so we can dereference I and it will print it 1 2 3. Now if you want to iterate mutably, you can give itermute and it will iterate mutably. Okay, the v has to move. So one of the things is that, let's say for I in, we try again, you will see something. Println. Okay, I think that one is iter items into iter. Okay, we don't need this now. I do not remember very well, but either iter or into iter consumes the vector itself. Okay, so go to into iter. Okay, I'll let you in the next video which one consumes the vector. Okay, I don't remember it, and we can read the documentation. Yeah. Okay. I'll have to see the documentation to be sure that which one consumes the vector itself. So you cannot use it again. For now, it seems that the V is available all in both the cases. We can try itermut again. One of these consumes the array, but it does not seem to be consuming right now. Maybe something changed in between. So I'll let you know. So this is more or less how you iterate on a vector. On numbers, on strings, you can iterate as well. So for the example, this could be this, but it is not a collection, so it won't work. Okay. So I'll show you more iterations in the next video, more looping constructs. For example, how to iterate on a string. And with this, we come to the end of this video. And I hope that you have found this video useful and informative. If so, please like the video, share as much as you can on social media, and make use of the comment box. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Happy programming.